Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Sassy Girl Entrepreneur Show. I am your host, Deanna Hinsz. Today, I am going to be talking about a question that I know many of you have gotten. I've gotten it as well. That question when somebody walks up to you or slides into your DMs, right? And says, "Can I pick your brain?" How many times has that happened to you, right? How do you answer, right? You don't want to be a jerk and just say no, but this is your livelihood. This is how you make money. So, what's the right thing to do? And when is it okay to ask if you can pick someone's brain? So, that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, I want to share a story with you. Wasn't too long ago that someone DM'd me and asked, "Can I pick your brain?" Again, I hear this all the time. And for that particular day, I was kind of feeling like, okay, sure. What's your question? Well, the question turned into another question and another question and another question. And basically, they wanted me to do all this work for them for free. Well, I nipped it in the bud before it got too far away, right? But how much time did I waste when I thought it was just a simple question? And it really wasn't just a simple question. Does it sound familiar? So, when is it okay? So, the time that I feel it's perfectly okay to ask somebody, "Can I pick your brain?" or "Can I ask you a question?" The only time that that is okay for anybody to do is when you are already paying them. You are a paying client. If I have a paying client and they are working with me and they have a question, if there's some way I can help them, I am all theirs. I am completely open to them. They have the right to ask me whatever they want and we can discuss it, right? I'm at their service. That's what they're paying me for, is to help them. Who doesn't have the right to ask me? And I'm not saying me, ask anybody who provides service, right? Your past clients. If they are not currently paying you, then they don't have the right to ask you for answers to their questions. They don't have the right to pick your brain anymore. That service is done. It's completed. Chapter closed. Move on, right? If they want to rehire you, then by all means, feel free, open that back up again. But they're not. If they're a past client and not currently paying you, then they don't have the right to ask to pick your brain. So, are there exceptions to those two scenarios? Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I can tell you that there are times that I have met with somebody and allowed them to pick my brain, or I've done work for them either for free or discounted. Why? Because I wanted to. I made that decision. It wasn't them coming to me asking for something for free. It was them asking a question to me, genuinely wanting to help them. Maybe because they are a friend, maybe because they are part of an organization that I feel really strongly about. Whatever the reason is, it doesn't need an explanation. But if you feel compelled to help somebody, that's totally up to you if you want to do that. But you don't want to make your business a charity either. So you've got to be sure to set up those boundaries of when it's okay and when it's not okay to ask for free services or to pick your brain. Now, one thing before I get into how to answer, I'll give you two different ways to answer this question when someone asks you. But before I do that, I just want to ask you, are you asking for people to pick their brain, right? Or for something for free? Because if you are, then you need to get yourself in check too. And what I mean by that is you're asking somebody to respect you and your time and your knowledge and your experience. You need to give them the exact same respect for their time and knowledge and their experience. So you don't want to don't preach, that your time is worth something, but then ask somebody else for a handout, right? Feeling me here? And I think we all can relate to that scenario on some on some level. So what do you say if somebody does ask for you to, if they could pick your brain, right? Or if you can do something for them for free, something that is your livelihood, something that you're currently getting paid for. How do you answer that? Well, I always feel it's best that you answer with kindness, right? Because obviously the answer ultimately is going to be no on some level, unless you're doing it because you choose to, but more times than not, the answer is going to be no. So nobody likes that feeling of rejection, right? Nobody likes to hear no when they ask for something because we do feel like we are being rejected. But you have to find a way to word it so that they understand it's really coming from a good place, that you are flattered that they believe that you are such a great resource to them, that you're such a great tool, that you're very knowledgeable. Like you appreciate that, right? And that the reason you're saying no really isn't about them, because it's really not about them. It has nothing to do with them. It's about your business, and these are business decisions. So how do you respond to that? So one thing you can do, right, if somebody just slips into your DMs, and I think that's the worst, right, is when somebody like just slips you a message on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, and they make it sound like it's just really a quick question. Uh, and it's really not, or maybe it is, but they're not paying for it and they're not offering to pay. The first thing I would do is just respond and say, hey, yeah, I would love to meet with you. I don't really have much time. Just, is this a quick question, or are you interested in being a client? Right? Just don't pull any punches. Just ask them exactly what it is that they're looking for. Like, what do they want? Do they want to be your client, or do they just have a quick question? When they answer that, you're going to know how much time to invest in them or not invest in them. Now, the next way that you can answer it is just make the assumption that they are going to pay for you and that you are going to take them on as a client. So if somebody would reach out to you and say, hey, I would love to pick your brain. I've got some questions about my business and I'm not really sure how to market my business. I need some tips on social media. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong on social media? Would you mind taking a look at my profile and letting me know what you think? And trust me, this is a question I get all the time, right? Just really quick, like there's no time invested in it. There's a ton of time invested in it. There's no such thing as, can you look at my profile real quick? When you say that to somebody who's in social media managing, right? They are dissecting every single thing. They're dissecting your photos. They're dissecting your bio, your content, the images that you use. I mean, you name it. And we are ripping it apart, trying to figure it out. So it's not just a quick glance and give you an answer. So, and whoever you're talking to, I can assure you that in their industry and their specialty, it's not just the quick answer that you think that it is, because they are putting their expertise into answering that, and they are dissecting whatever it is that they do to give you a real answer. So when someone asks a question like that to you and you really don't want to do it for free because you know the time that goes into something that's just that quick answer, let them know, yes, I would be more than happy to take a look at your social media profile. The cost of that is this, right? Or if you'd like to meet for a consultation, my consultation fee is this. So now you've presented it to them. Now you're going to get a temperature on what it is and if it's worth it or not, right? Be really direct and be firm, but be kind. And let's put it this way: if they were looking for something for free, and they don't want to actually pay you for, maybe as a consultation, they don't want to pay the fee, or maybe they don't want to pay to have you look at whatever it is that they need done, you can always direct them to whatever you do have that is free, right? Maybe you created a blog post that answers their question. Maybe on your Facebook or Instagram profile, there's something that answers that question. Maybe you have a YouTube video or a podcast, whatever it may be, you can always direct them to the free resources. And if not, you can also say, again, just if they wanted to hire you, or maybe if you have a program, this program would be a great fit for you. It answers all of those questions. Here's how you can sign up. So I hope that helps when somebody approaches you with that really uncomfortable, can I pick your brain comment? I'd love to hear from you though now. So what are some of the things that you have said in response to when someone says, can I pick your brain? Have you just come out and said no, or have you found a kind, delicate way to deliver that no to them, right, on a silver platter, so that it doesn't seem so harsh? What are your thoughts? Do you totally disagree with me or not? I'd love to hear what you're thinking. So feel free to comment in the comments below, and I will catch you next week on the Sassy Girl Entrepreneur Show. Love you guys.